The 62-year-old has held the position since May 2022. French Prime Minister Elisabeth Borne resigned Monday following recent political tensions over immigration, and President Emmanuel Macron's office said he would appoint a new government in coming days. Borne's resignation follows the passage of contentious immigration legislation backed by Macron aimed at strengthening the government's ability to deport some foreigners, among other measures. Borne had been appointed in May 2022 after Macron's re-election for a second term. She was France's second female prime minister. Macron's office announced in a statement that he had accepted Borne's resignation, and the president posted on X, formerly Twitter, that Borne's work has been exemplary every day. "You have implemented our project with state women's courage, commitment, and determination. Thank you from the bottom of my heart," Macron wrote. The statement from Macron's office said Borne will continue in her duties until a new government is appointed. What next? Among those cited as potential candidates to replace Borne are 34-year-old Education Minister Gabriel Attal and 37-year-old Defense Minister Sébastien Lecornu, either of whom would become France's youngest ever Prime Minister. Finance Minister Bruno Le Maire and former Agriculture Minister Julien de Normandie have also been mentioned by pundits as possible options. The change in Prime Minister will not necessarily lead to a shift in political tack, but rather signal a desire to move beyond the pension and immigration reforms and focus on new priorities, including hitting full employment. Macron and his government, led by Borne, have struggled to deal with a more turbulent parliament to pass laws since losing their absolute majority shortly after Macron was re-elected for a second mandate in 2022. The French president's advisors say he has managed to pass the most challenging parts of his economic manifesto in the first year and a half of his second mandate, despite the lack of an absolute majority, and that future reforms, on education and euthanasia for instance, would be more consensual. But Macron's decision to use executive powers last year to pass a contested increase in the pension age to 64 triggered weeks of protests. The reshuffle is likely to intensify the race in Macron's camp to succeed him in the next presidential election in 2027, with Le Maire, former Prime Minister Édouard Philippe, and current Interior Minister Gérald Darmanin all seen as potential candidates.